I'm sure you know who I am, but in case you don't, I am Gordon the Big Engine, and these are my two guests. We have Henry here. Hello, everybody. Yes, and we have James.
Hi, everybody. Why? Wait a minute. I was not signed on to be a guest. I should be the star. I have the wonderful red coat of paint, remember?
Little James, you really think you're the star of this? This is not going to go well for you, James, if you keep bragging about your looks.
Hey, you take that back.
Alright, guys. Today we're going to be ranking some 12 characters here that only appeared in the book series, the Railway series.
What books do you mean, Henry? The ones that this children's show is based on?
Yes, Gordon.
Absolute rot. I don't need the appreciation of little children. I need the appreciation of the big folk, the people of Sodor, specifically the higher class.
Whatever. Can we just get started, please?
Very well. Alright, first we have Bear. So I believe he arrived on Sodor, with another diesel that was pretty rude, right?
Yeah, I think so. They were both pretty rude and, wanted to replace us. I mean, that's pretty bad, isn't it?
Yes, that's true, but I guess we also need to take into account that I don't really think he was that bad. I believe he was the one who got kept to stay on the railway. It can't be all that bad. I mean, I don't think he was really one that wanted to be mean. I think he was kind of babysitting the other one.
Yes, I see that. It appears he turned out to be more like a Boko fellow, a nice diesel who does hard work. Of course, work I don't want to be associated with, but, I do genuinely think he's nice, but, we have to take into account that he came to the railway with somebody who, wanted to replace us.
Yeah, that's true. He does still have his past.
Yes, but I don't think it's really fair to group him with the other one that he came with, because, I mean, I don't think he was ever really a threat. Um, he still does important jobs. I mean, Sir Topham had himself even let him stay.
Yes, that is true. I say we put him in solid B tier. He didn't appear that much, but I feel like he has some good potential.
Yeah, and he also has a really big fan base, I think. People that want him to come to the TV show, unlike you, Gordon. Nobody likes you, Gordon.
Excuse me. I don't need, like I said before, I don't need the appreciation of 5-year-olds. I need the appreciation of the general public on Sodor. Anyway, I think we've agreed that Bear goes in B tier. We agree.
Yes, Gordon, I think so.
Yeah, I'll live on that. Alright, next we have this guy, Diesel D199.
Yes, he was the other guy that came with Bear, right? The rude and kind of stuck up engine who wanted to replace us.
Yes, they call him Spamcan, I believe.
Ugh, Spamcan. Who would want a name like that?
I think that was more of an insult. I don't think he wanted to be called that.
Well, still, I would never be called a spam can. I have a pristine and beautiful coat of red paint, something that you guys will never have. He was blue, just like an actual can of spam.
Is that directed at me, little James? You know, I'm blue.
Not necessarily, Gordon.
Think about everything you say very carefully, James. I will not tolerate insults. Anyway, I feel like this spam can fellow, he literally came to the island to try and replace us. Put him in D.
I think that may be fair. I mean, he was not likable at all. I mean, that's literally why he got sent back. He went sent packing, whilst the top of him had kept Bear around.
Yes, put him in D.
Alright, that seems fair to me. I never liked him at all. I mean, don't you just hate snooty engines who think they're better than you?
That's kind of like you, whatever. Anyway, next up we have the Sodor Railway Repair guy.
Um, um, I don't know what to make of him.
Do we even know who the crap this guy is?
I think he loads, ballast, on a rock onto the tracks to stop the weeds from growing. Tries to keep it all tidy.
Ugh, I would never want a job like that. Ugh, that would spoil my image. However, I do think it is important to keep the railway nice and tidy, and I do respect that. He has an important job. I'll put him in C.
Alright, I think that seems fair. We don't know that much about his personality other than his job. I think it's important though. Let's put him in C.
Yes, I agree. It is a job that is very important to the railway. However, I would not want to be associated with. It is extremely undignified. And not to mention, we don't really know much about his character. We will put him in at C for now.
Alright, next we have this Culdee fellow. I don't really remember much about him.
Wasn't he named after his railway?
Yes, I think he was telling the narrow gauge engine some stories about his past, on his own little Culdee railway. Apparently he had, 7 other trains working with him or something like that.
Yeah, Culdee. He was telling. Yeah, I think you're right. He told stories about his supposed past. Um, let's see. I think I would say. I don't know. He was definitely been through a lot. I mean, yeah.
Yes, however, I don't find him that impressive. I mean, he's rather small and rather ugly looking. I mean, he has 2 faces. I mean, the one on the front looks alright, but the one on the back is nightmare fuel. It gives you... that is undignified. Also, do we know what's going on with both are they both the same person, or are they're both the same train? Or do they think separately? When they look out of one, does the other one just go, not function anymore?
Gordon, I think you're thinking too hard about this. Culdee's a nice fellow.
Which side of him?
Look, I don't know, but I don't know. I mean, he has had a pretty good past. I say B. I mean, we still don't know that much about him, but he's pretty he's he's all right. He's pretty good.
Yeah, I don't know. He's not very flattering, but he had a pretty admirable past. I'll deal with it. I guess we'll just put him. Oops. I guess we'll just put. Maybe. We'll just put Culdee. If we can. Hold on. Sorry, my driver's in control of this, so, we're a little. I don't know what the crap. Alright, here we go. So we said B, right?
Yes, I think that's fair. Alright, next we have Godred, another one of his fellow companions from the railway. Are they friends?
No, I don't think so, Gordon. I think Godred was the first engine on the railway.
Well, shouldn't he be named after the railway then? Why is Culdee get the namesake?
I don't know, Gordon, but Godred was rather rude and, self-absorbed.
Ugh, don't you just hate a self-absorbed engine? They just want to rub it in your face all the time, how better they are than anybody else.
That is exactly like you, little James.
No, it is not. I just want people to appreciate me for who I am.
Whatever. As for Godred, he was not the greatest fellow.
Yes, I think we should also take into account, though, that he had a rather brutal fate. Um, he never got repaired for one reason or another, and he was parted out to repair the others, right? Until there was like nothing left of him.
So this Godred fellow doesn't even exist anymore. He's been parted out. He lives in everybody else from that railway, I take it.
Yeah, that's gross. I would never be parted out.
Can you ever think of anybody else, James, except yourself?
Oh, of course I can. I'm so caring and compassionate. You know, I just want people to see me for who I am. Anyway, as far as Godred, I would just say he was pretty bad. But I don't know if he deserves D tier or not, since he did meet a pretty brutal demise.
Yes, I was going to put him in D, but I kind of, out of respect for the dead, I say we put him in C. Since there is no F tier, there's less tiers.
Yes, I guess we could just say C. I mean, he definitely wasn't a nice fellow, but I think it would be kind of unfair to put him that low in D. Alright. Next we have a troublesome truck. Fred Pelhay, I think he's more known as. Fred Pelhay.
I believe that was actually a mishap on everybody else's part. I believe it actually says Fred Pelham.
Yeah, I don't know if that really matters. Fred, he's a troublesome truck, right? Ugh. He carries coal. It makes him so dirty. Ugh. Anyone who, carries around coal should, is not very flattering. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Don't we have coal? We are tender engines. We carry around tenders to store our coal supply.
Yes, Golden. I guess he just means like he's a coal truck.
Well, all troublesome trucks are incredibly bad, so, I don't think he deserves any respect at all.
Yes, put him in D where he belongs.
Um, I mean, yes, he was very troublesome. We don't really know much about him as a character, though. Um, I would still put him in D because he appears very troublesome. However, I don't think you guys should be so biased against troublesome trucks. I mean, they can't all be that bad.
Yes, they are, Henry. Have you ever pulled a troublesome truck before?
Wait a minute, Gordon. I thought you didn't pull troublesome trucks. I thought you were always on the main line pulling the express, all the important passengers.
Well, no, see what I meant is, I only had an interaction with him, yes. There was a line of troublesome trucks at the station, and they were mocking me.
For what?
That was the time my whistle failed, and it would not stop. My whistle was stuck, hooting at everybody, and until the fitter fitted it with a hammer.
Guys, I think we're getting a little sidetracked. Fred, I say, let's just put him in D.
Agreed.
Yeah, he's not good. Let's put him in D. Anyway, who's this guy? Wait, is he red? Put him in D.
You can't just go by the color, I don't think. I am colorblind anyway. You and Henry look exactly the same to me. However, I believe 16 was only appeared in like one story. He was, pretty, rude engine. I forget. I guess he went cab over wheels, as they say. He crashed.
Yes, I think he was rather rude, but I don't know. I'm going to have to say D again. I mean, from what we can hear of him, there's no really redeemable qualities. I mean, he may have learned his lesson, but it still doesn't excuse his actions, does it?
Yes, and I don't think he got as brutal of a fate as Godred, are we saying?
Yeah, I think he was rebuilt. Let's put him in D. I don't think he's that all that. You know, he's not that impressive. Plus, he stole my color of paint.
James, you can't just go by that, can you? I mean, whatever. Let's put him in D where he belongs. Alright, next we have this fellow for some reason. His name is Wilbert, I believe.
Yeah, yes, Wilbert. I would say he needs to go pretty high. He's a very nice chap, I believe, from what I could tell at least. He's literally a namesake. I mean, because the person who adapted or wrote our stories, his name was Wilbert, I believe, the Reverend Wilbert Audrey.
Are you saying we're not real?
I don't know.
Because we were never written about in my reality.
What does that mean again, Gordon?
It means it never happened, simply. Anyway, Wilbert, he's kind from what I can tell. I mean, yes, he does jobs that are undignified, but I think he does help keep the railway going. I say put him in A tier.
Yeah, I mean, he's not like the guy he told a story about. I think he told the story about the 16 guy who's rad and stole my color. However, I think he's important enough to be placed high. I say A. Well, it's a tough decision. I'm going to go out on a limb and say S tier. That's just my opinion, because he's really useful. I don't think I've seen, I mean, he's kind. I don't think I've seen any bad qualities in him that would signify otherwise. He's very important to the railway, right?
Yes. I don't know if we could put anybody in the superior category simply because I am superior.
I beg pardon, Gordon, but I think you mean me. Guys, we can't just go around bickering about ourselves. We are not even in this. Let's just go ahead and put Wilbert in superior.
Fine. I guess I will deal with it.
Yeah, that's fair. Alright, here's Neil. Down here, I believe is his name.
He's so old and outdated. I think even when the older engines came to Sodor, he was already considered old and outdated. I mean, he doesn't even have a cab. He has an open roof for his driver. That can't be good in all weather.
Yes, Gordon. I would say Neil, but from what we could tell, I mean, he's a nice chap. I mean, he started the foundation for the Skyloway Railway, the narrow gauge area of things. I think he's rather important, actually. I'm going to go ahead and say A tier.
Alright, I would say more B, but I would tolerate A.
Yeah, I don't know what to make of it, but I will just deal with it, I guess. I don't think you guys appreciate that I am the best on the railway, and that can never be replicated.
Beg pardon, but I believe you mean me.
Guys, I mean, look, we're all important.
Shut up, Henry. Nobody asked you.
Alright, whatever, Gordon. Alright, Ivo Hugh is the next fellow.
Ivo Hugh? Who on earth is that?
I think he's one of those narrow gauge engines that, only appeared like once or twice or something. I don't know. Wait. He stole my paint color. I don't know, James. He doesn't look the same shade as you. He looks almost orangish. No, that's red. You can smell it, Henry. I say D tier for sure. Hold on a minute. I mean, we can't just put him in D because of his color, James.
Yes, I see. Well, I think he is a fine chap. Once again, he's not very dignified, but I would say, put him in B. He's kind. He does pretty good work from what we can tell, but I'm still not sure about him exactly.
Yeah, let's put him in B. We don't know that much about his personality. From what we can gather, I think he's a pretty fine chap. We'll put him up here.
All right. And next we have his name is Mallard. Yes. Um, I appreciate his dignification. However, I say D tier. I think he is rather rude. And I also think, I mean, he is literally Spencer's brother, my arch nemesis. I mean, he claims he's faster than me.
Gordon, I don't mean to be a party pooper, but I think maybe Spencer does have a higher top speed than you.
Oh, no, 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 little Henry.
Little, we're the same size.
Whatever, I don't care. Mallard needs to go in detail where he belongs.
I don't know. Yeah, I do appreciate his sense of style. Therefore, I don't think you know, I don't think he deserves that brutal of a ranking. I say C.
Yes, I mean, he's rather rude, but I don't know. I think he should be ranked lower, I guess.
Put him in D. He is related to that no-good Spencer fellow. This is non-negotiable.
Fine, Gordon, if it makes you happy, we will put him down there. But not because he's Spencer's brother, because he is literally not the finest fellow. The finest fellow.
Alright, D it is. Alright, our last one to rank today is Jock. Do we know who Jock is? Oh, wait, I think you may work with, like, the little engines, like Rex, Bert, and Mike, Frank, all those guys on the Arsdale Railway.
Yes, I believe Marion said they're magical in her perspective.
Yes, Jock is a very nice fellow. Once again, like many of these, we didn't see that much of him, but I think he's rather kind. He does his work. I think Donald and Douglas named him.
Why would they choose the name Jock?
I don't know. I think it means something, or it has something to do with their Scottish culture, I guess. That his color looks, I don't know. I forget how the story goes, but he is a very fine chap. I've talked to him personally a couple times.
You've talked to Jock. Why on earth would you be interacting with those little pipsqueaks anyway?
Well, I'm not purposefully. I've just passed by there every once in a while.
Yes, I don't know. James, what do you think about this scenario?
Well, I would say, he is not, I don't know, put him in D for all I care.
D indeed. I say, I mean, he deserves a little higher than that, according to what Henry is saying.
Yes, I don't know. He's not nearly as bad as anybody that's down there. Um, I'm going to give him an A.
An A?
Well, yes. I mean, I think he's a good fellow. I don't think there's anything wrong with him. He's kind of like Neil. He does his job well. I think he deserves some respect.
Yes, I guess I would tolerate that. I mean, he's not that great. I mean, I wanted to just I mean, I don't know.
Really? You guys are gonna put this Jock fellow in, like, a high tier? I mean, like, I think the only one that deserves to go in the S tier is me. Take Wilbert out of there.
We're not going to modify the list, James.
Alright. Put Jock wherever you want. I don't care. Whatever. As long as you guys appreciate me for who I am. As long as you guys appreciate my good looks. And let me pull all the special trains.
You're mixed traffic, James. This means you can pull both coaches and trucks.
Well, yeah, technically, maybe I'm fit for both, but it doesn't mean that I need, it doesn't mean that suits me. My basis may be, mixed traffic, but I should be the express engine. I could be a mainline engine.
Mainline indeed. Well, I don't believe that you are, you are not equal to me. James.
Yes, why do you think you're so important, Golden?
'Cause I'm the best, I am the fastest.
I thought we said Spencer was faster.
Look, guys, let's just go ahead and put Jock. So we said A category, right?
I guess that will suffice.
Yeah, I'll deal with it. Alright, that's everybody then. Why is Wilbert the only one in the top tier? That should be me.
Once again, James, you are not part of this. You appeared in the TV show. These are just characters that need to be recognized from the books.
Whatever.
I still don't think I think we should put Ivo Hugh in D. Again, James, his color does not matter.
Yes, I can't even tell what color that is. Is that maroon, or is that mandarin color?
Is that the same thing as orange? I mean, they're both orange fruits, right? Right? I mean, golden? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Whatever. Alright, well, the list is complete. I think we should move some guys around though.
No, you will not touch it. We have come to a conclusion, and I don't think that we should bother with it. The only thing is, I should be in this list. Even though I appeared in the TV show, I should be in every Thomas-related piece of media. I should be placed at the top, superior, the first engine in this category.
Again, Golden, I don't know. I mean, literally in our last list, we literally put Boulder in front of you. How does that make you feel? We put a rock in front of you.
I am not saddened by that one bit. I am simply just, because it represents the hopes and dreams of me, Gordon the Big Engine. It's literally a carving of my face. I mean, if Diesel 10 gets a carving of my face, so do I. And mine, if anything, is more important than some stinky diesel. So, anyway, I think that about does it. If anybody, I hope let us know in the comments if you agree with our rankings. This is just based on our opinions, but I believe we have done a fair job. Believe we should be on there, and we should be put high on the. Excuse me. I should be put high on the list. James should be in D tier. Henry falls somewhere in the middle. That's literally how the ranking goes. Gordon, Henry, James, yes.
Wait, I don't think I don't think that's not fair, is it?
Beg pardon?
That is not fair.
Whatever, guys. Can we just end this? We did the ranking. Anyway, I think we did a fair job. We will see you all later. If any of these guys are watching by any chance, we do apologize if we gave you a low ranking.
Yeah, except for the red guys.
Whatever, James. Anyway, we'll see you guys later. Bye, everyone.